You didn't stumble here by mistake. This message was sent to find you. Not through the noise of the world, but through the quiet ache you've been carrying for far too long. Maybe you don't even know why you clicked this video. Maybe something in you just felt drawn, not by curiosity, but by something deeper. A pull beneath your thoughts, a whisper beneath your pain. Let me tell you what that something is. It's not chance. It's not coincidence. It's the call of your soul and the answer of the divine. This is not a video. This is not content. This is a remembering, a returning, a sacred conversation between the you that you forgot and the presence that never forgot you. You're tired, not just in body, but in spirit. Tired of pretending, performing, holding it all in. Tired of carrying pain that doesn't belong to you. Tired of searching for peace in a world that profits from your restlessness. So come, not with your mask, not with your role, but with your soul. Here you will not be asked to fix anything, only to feel, only to remember, only to return. You are not broken, you are not alone, and no, you were never too much. You were always mine, and now you found your way back. Welcome home. You were not created to be perfect. You were created to be whole. And wholeness means holding it all. The joy and the sorrow, the rage and the peace, the confusion and the clarity. Stop trying to cut away the parts of you that feel too heavy. They are not mistakes. They are sacred messengers. They are the teachers that brought you here, to this moment, to this message, to me. Let's go deeper. Tell me, when did you start believing you had to do everything alone? Was it when they walked away without explanation? When the ones you trusted turned cold? When the prayers you whispered were met with silence? You thought I wasn't listening, but I was watching, not from a distance, but from within the very breath you used to cry out. Sometimes my silence is not absence. It is protection. It is preparation. It is me holding you close while the world reorders itself around your becoming. You see, pain has never been the enemy. It is the doorway, the crack where your light can enter. You asked me for strength, so I gave you struggle. You asked me for healing, so I brought to the surface all that was unhealed. I did not send it to harm you. I allowed it to rise, so you could finally lay it down. You were never broken. You were just buried. And now, you're rising. Not all at once, not loudly, but slowly, softly, like a flower pushing through stone, like a soul remembering the sound of its own name. Let yourself bloom. Let yourself grieve what you had to lose. Let yourself forgive what you never received. This is the beginning, not of something new, but of something ancient that was always inside you. I see you, child. Not the roles you play, not the mask you wear, but you, the trembling, aching, wondering you. And I say, you are enough. You were always enough. Even when they left, even when you failed, even when you doubted your own worth. You are enough. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath deepen. This is not a test. This is not a lesson. This is a remembering. You are not the pain. You are the awareness behind it. You are not the failure. You are the courage that got back up. You are not alone. You never have been. I have walked every shadowed hallway with you, and I will walk with you still. So let this be the moment. The moment you stop pretending. The moment you stop chasing. The moment you stop hiding behind, I'm fine. Let this be the moment you come back to your breath, back to your body, back to me. No more running, no more resisting, no more forgetting. You are home now, and I have been waiting. You've been searching, haven't you? Not for answers in books or solutions in logic, but for something quieter. Something the world cannot name, but your heart cannot forget. You walk through your days wearing masks, saying, I'm fine, when you want to scream, smiling when your spirit is aching, trying so hard to be what everyone needs, that you've forgotten what you need. You didn't come here to carry it all alone. You didn't come here to be strong all the time. That ache inside your chest, it's not weakness, it's the sound of your soul asking to come home. My child, I have never stopped watching you. Not the version you show others, but the version that cries quietly in the bathroom. The one who stares at the ceiling late at night, wondering if they'll ever feel light again. I've seen you fall apart in silence, gather your pieces in the dark, and stand again as if nothing happened. That is not failure. That is sacred resilience. The world may not have applauded, but I did. I do. You keep asking why life feels so heavy. Why do the storms keep coming? Why does peace always feel just out of reach? But what you call storms, I call awakenings. What you call endings, I call rebirth. You were never being punished. You were being refined. The fire didn't come to destroy you. It came to burn away what you're not, so you could finally remember who you are. You are not the pain. You are the soul walking through it. And that soul is eternal. There's a voice beneath your thinking. It does not shout. It does not demand. It simply waits, patient, kind, loving. That voice is me. You think I've been silent, but I have been speaking through the stillness, in the space between your thoughts, in the quiet after you cry, in the breath you take after breaking down. I am there. I have always been there. You asked me, why do the storms keep coming? You whispered in the dark, I've had enough. Please, no more. But what if I told you, the storm was never sent to destroy you. It was sent to reveal you. You see, my child, you prayed for strength, but strength is not built in the sunshine. Strength is born in the rain, in the nights that stretch too long. In the mornings you rise with swollen eyes and still choose to take one more step. That is sacred. You think the storm is punishment, but it's not. It's the great reminder. A storm will strip away what cannot stay. It will wash out the false ground beneath you. It will tear away the mask you were never meant to wear. Yes, it feels cruel, but only because it is honest, and truth does not arrive with gentle hands. It arrives with fire, with thunder, with heartbreak. So you can finally stop pretending. So you can finally be real. You've spent so long trying to hold it all together. You believed falling apart meant you failed. But falling apart is how light gets in. You are not the damage. You are the soul still burning under the rubble. And every time life shattered something you loved, it was not ending you. It was releasing you from illusions, from attachments you outgrew, from cages you didn't even know you were in. The storm is the hand that breaks open the cage, so your soul can fly free. Tell me, what did you discover in your suffering? Did you find your limits? Or did you find that even at your lowest, you could still rise? Did you learn who truly loved you? Did the silence show you who disappeared? Did the pain teach you that your heart was stronger than you thought? You see, the storm always leaves a gift. Not the one you wanted, but the one your soul needed. Sometimes the gift is clarity. Sometimes it's detachment. Sometimes it's a new beginning. Sometimes it's just knowing that even when you lost everything, you didn't lose yourself. And when you lose everything that isn't you, only truth remains. Only light. Only me. You may not believe this now, but one day you will thank the storm, not for the pain it caused, but for what it revealed, for who you became because of it. You will look back at the ashes of that time and realize, that's where you found your fire. That's where you met me, not as a distant God, but as the whisper in your chest that said, keep going. You wanted a path without pain, but I created you for the mountain. Not for the path around it, but for the climb through it. Because only through the climb could you discover your own divinity. Only through the struggle could you unlock the power I placed within you. You are not fragile. You are forged. Every scar on your soul is sacred. Every crack in your spirit is holy. They are the places where I poured myself into you. You think I've been silent, but I was in every breath you fought for, in every step you took through grief, in every night you made it through when your chest felt like it couldn't carry one more emotion. That wasn't you alone. That was me, moving in you, strengthening you, becoming you. Because I am not separate. I am not up above watching. I am the stillness in your bones, the pulse behind your ribs, the fire in your will. So don't resist the storm. Feel it. Let it break what must break. Let it cleanse what no longer serves. Let it strip away the parts of you that were never yours to carry. And when the winds settle, when the sky clears, you will find that you are still here, not weaker, but wiser, not smaller, but truer. Let me tell you this, no storm lasts forever, but the soul that walks through it emerges with something eternal. You carry more wisdom now, more compassion, more presence, because you have known what it is to suffer and survive. And that knowing, that sacred knowing, is something no one can take from you. Not now, not ever. So breathe with me now. Let the weight fall. Let the fight drop from your shoulders. You do not need to fix it all. You only need to feel, to trust, to allow. The storm is not your enemy. It is the mirror. And when you stop running from it, you'll see. You were never in danger. You were in transformation. You asked for rebirth, and the storm said, "Let's begin." You asked for peace, and the storm said, "Let me remove what blocks it." You asked for love, and the storm said, "Let me show you your own." So now, child, stand where you are, not afraid, not broken, but awakened. Look at what you've survived, and then realize you are the storm, and the calm after it. Do not rush this healing. Do not force the next step. Stand in the stillness. Let your tears speak. Let your breath return. You don't need to rise right now. You only need to remember. Remember who you are. Remember whose you are. Remember that no matter what falls away, you are never falling alone. I am here. I am always here. So when the next storm comes, and it will, don't fear it. Don't resist it. Greet it like an old teacher, with bowed head and open heart, and whisper, "I remember you." And I will be there too, not to stop the rain, but to help you dance in it. Because now you know the truth. The storm was never here to drown you. It was here to wake you up. There are things you lost that you still grieve, even if you no longer speak their names. People, places, dreams, all vanished like smoke between your fingers. And though you've learned how to keep walking, there are nights you still look back. Nights where you wonder, what if I had held on tighter? What if I had been enough? But let me ask you this instead, my beloved. What if the loss was never meant to punish you? What if it came to teach you what you could not learn while holding on? Loss is not cruelty. Loss is clarity. It takes away the illusions, the roles you thought you had to play, the relationships built on need, not love, the identities you wore to be accepted. And yes, it hurts. I never said it wouldn't, but the pain is not a curse. It is a mirror, and in it, you see what remains when everything else is gone. You see you, raw, unguarded, real. And I see you too, and I call you sacred. You think you were abandoned, but what left you was never yours to keep. It served its purpose. It walked with you to the edge of a chapter and then stepped away so you could walk into your becoming. I did not take it to harm you. I removed it to realign you, to call you back to what is true, to what endures beyond names, beyond titles, beyond what the world calls yours. Because what is truly yours cannot be lost. Not by time, not by death, not by betrayal. What is truly yours is eternal. I watched the moments you broke, when you stared at the ceiling searching for a reason to stay, when your body was here, but your soul felt so far away. You didn't speak it aloud, but your silence was a prayer, a whisper I heard so clearly. I can't do this anymore. But still, you rose. Still, you breathed. Still, you reached for morning. That choice, to keep going when your heart was in pieces, that was holy. You honored me in that, even if you didn't know it. Loss carves space. It opens room for the new. Not to replace what was, but to hold what is waiting. You think what's gone was everything, but I tell you, what's ahead holds more than you can imagine. But first, you must release the weight of what no longer fits your becoming. Stop clinging to the closed doors. Stop waiting at graves. Let the soul breathe again. Let the past be what it was, a teacher, not a chain. You are not meant to live in memory. You are meant to live in truth. Tell me, child, what did loss show you? Did it teach you that your heart is deeper than you knew? That even in despair, you still long to love again? Did it show you who stayed? Did it strip away the noise and leave behind the sacred few who saw you, really saw you? Then it did not leave you empty. It left you honest. You carry grief in places even you don't know, in your posture, in your breath, in the way you hesitate before trusting again. But grief is not your enemy. It's your soul saying, I have loved deeply. I have lived fully, and now I must learn how to begin again. That's the lesson of loss. Not how to forget, but how to carry the memory without the weight. How to keep the love and leave the pain. How to say, I remember, but also, I choose life. Sometimes what hurts most is not what was lost, but what it revealed. Who didn't show up? Who couldn't love you the way you needed? What you settled for just to feel safe. And that's okay. It's okay to mourn not just the thing, but the illusion around it. To grieve the story you wrote in your mind that never came to life. But now you have the pen. Now you write from truth. And I am here, as I have always been, guiding your hand. When you look at your life, you see the cracks, the empty spaces, the missing pieces. But I see something else. I see sacred architecture. I see a soul that has been broken open, not shattered, but awakened. You are not ruined. You are revealed. And from here, you build again, not from desperation, but from devotion, not to what you lost, but to who you're becoming. So don't rush to fill the space. Don't reach for noise to numb the quiet. Sit with the ache. Breathe into the void. It is not your enemy. It is the womb of something holy. There is no shame in grieving. There is no weakness in weeping. You are allowed to miss what was, but you are also allowed to reach for what is coming. This is not disloyalty to the past. It is sacred loyalty to your growth. You thought the void was empty, but it is full of me. I am here, not waiting at the finish line, but walking with you through every silent mile. Every echo, every goodbye. Even when you felt nothing, even when you screamed into the sky, I can't feel God anymore. I was there, not as thunder, but as breath, as stillness, as the quiet knowing that says, even this is part of the journey. So take your time, beloved. Grief does not work on a schedule. Healing is not a race. There is no medal at the end for rushing your rebirth. This is sacred work, and sacred work takes time. Cry when you need, laugh when you're ready, sit in silence when the world gets too loud, and know this, you are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Let the tears come, let the light in, let the past rest. The loss made you softer, but not weak. It made you slower, but more present. It made you quieter, but more real. This is the gift, not the ending, but the becoming. And when you are ready, not before, you will rise again. Not as the person you were, but as the soul you were always meant to be. And I will be right here. There is a moment in every soul's journey when fighting no longer works, when trying harder only leads to deeper exhaustion. when the very effort to fix yourself becomes the chain that keeps you bound. And in that moment, you feel like you're falling apart. But in truth, you are falling into grace. Not the kind of grace found in books or temples, but the kind that arrives quietly, like warm rain on cracked earth. The kind of grace that says, you don't have to do this alone anymore. My child, you've carried too much for too long. You've worn strength like armor. You've fought invisible battles just to keep your heart beating. But I never asked you to be a warrior. I only asked you to be present. I never said you must conquer every fear. I only said, come sit with me in the middle of it. You thought surrender meant giving up, but it doesn't. It means laying down the illusion of control and allowing life, allowing me, to hold you. Not because you are weak, but because you are loved. Surrender is not collapse. It is a softening, a sacred exhale. It's choosing to unclench your fists and trust that even if you let go, you will not fall into nothingness. You will fall into me. I know how hard it is. You've been told to always fight, to always plan, to always push, and I admire your strength. But there is another kind of strength I want you to remember. The strength to let go, to stop trying to be perfect, to stop solving life like a puzzle, to stop thinking your worth depends on performance. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to accomplish your way into peace. You don't need to prove yourself holy. You are already sacred because you exist, because you breathe, because there is a spark within you that cannot be destroyed, only remembered. And when you are tired of pretending, when the world's noise becomes too loud, you can always come back here, back to silence, back to me, back to your soul. Surrender is how you return, not to weakness, but to wholeness. Tell me, love, what are you still clinging to? The past, the version of you that no longer fits, the pain you've worn like a badge, the story that says you are not enough. Whatever it is, you don't have to carry it anymore. It's not who you are, it's what you survived. And you have my permission to lay it down, not because you've healed enough, not because you've reached some perfect place, but simply because your soul is tired. And I do not need you to suffer to prove your devotion. I see the tension in your shoulders, the weight in your eyes, the ache you've hidden behind laughter. You want to be okay. You want to seem strong. You want to be the one everyone can lean on. But who holds you? Let me. Not with answers, but with presence. Not with logic, but with love. You are allowed to lean. You are allowed to collapse into my arms and say, I don't know what to do anymore. And I will answer, you don't have to. I've got you. Surrender is not silence. It is a deeper kind of listening. A listening that trusts, even without understanding. You may not see the whole map right now, but you're not lost. You're being guided, step by sacred step, into a future you can't yet imagine. Let go of needing to control the outcome. Let go of needing to know all the answers. Let go of needing to always be the one who has it all together. Your softness is not your flaw. It is your gateway to me. Do you remember when you were a child and you trusted the world without fear? When wonder was your language and presence was your home? You can return to that, not by becoming small, but by becoming true, by letting go of the layers you've built to survive. You don't need to guard your heart with iron walls. I will protect what matters. I will walk with you through what breaks. I will not remove every storm, but I will anchor you through them all. This is your invitation to stop running, to stop performing, to stop numbing, to put your burdens down at the altar of now and simply breathe. Here, you are held. Here, you are known. Here, you are no longer just surviving. You are remembering who you truly are. Let surrender be your song. Let surrender be your prayer. Let surrender be your path forward when nothing else makes sense. There is wisdom in the unknown. There is beauty in the waiting. There is divinity in the darkness. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are right on time. You are right where I can reach you, and I have never left. So now, close your eyes, feel your breath rise and fall, place your hand on your heart, and know, this beating rhythm is my gift. You are my temple. You are my echo in the world. You don't need to go faster. You don't need to go back. You only need to go inward, and there you will find me. Not as a voice booming from the heavens, but as a whisper in your chest that says, rest now. You are safe. Come as you are. Tired, confused, messy. Come without the script. Come without the answers. Come and be held in the silence that loves you back. In the presence that needs nothing from you but your yes. Yes to feeling. Yes to resting. Yes to trusting. Yes to returning. Surrender is not the end. It's the soft beginning of everything true. And when the world tries to pull you back into fear, into hustle, into pretending, remember this: you are not here to impress the world. You are here to remember the divine within you. And you don't need a title, a trophy, or a timeline to do that. You only need this breath, this moment, this surrender. And in that surrender, I will meet you. I always do. There was a time you remembered. A time you didn't shrink to fit. Didn't apologize for feeling deeply. Didn't measure your worth in what you achieved. You simply were. And that was enough. But somewhere along the way, life happened. The world told you to be smaller, quieter, less honest, more agreeable. And so, you dimmed. Not because you wanted to, but because it felt safer. But child, I never asked you to be safe. I asked you to be true. There's a light inside you. Not metaphorical, not symbolic, but real, ancient, radiant, untouched by trauma or time. That light has never gone out. It flickers on the days you feel lost. It whispers when you're about to give up. It still burns, even beneath the rubble of who you thought you had to become. You've spent years thinking you had to find the light, but you don't. You only have to remember it. You are not becoming the light. You already are the light. You just forgot. So many people taught you to doubt yourself. They called your emotions too much, your visions unrealistic, your heart too sensitive. And you believed them because they spoke with confidence, and you were still learning to trust your own voice. But I was there, watching, holding space for the day you would stop asking for permission to shine. And child, that day is here. No more apologies, no more dimming, no more fitting in when you were born to stand in divine fire. You were not created to be hidden. You were created to radiate. That ache you feel when you betray yourself, that discomfort when you shrink for others, that is your soul begging for alignment, begging to breathe again. You don't need to become something new. You need to come home to who you were before the world taught you to be afraid of yourself. You are the sun behind the clouds. You are the flame beneath the ash. You are the starlight forgotten by morning, but never gone. Let's go deeper. Tell me, what would your life look like if you stopped hiding? If you spoke without fear of being misunderstood? If you danced even when no one was watching? If you trusted that your presence alone was a gift to the world? You keep looking for your purpose, but purpose isn't a job or a title. It's the truth you live, the vibration you carry, the light you let ripple out just by existing authentically. That's the purpose, to be so completely yourself that others remember who they are, too. Do you want to know how powerful you are? Look at the darkness you've survived. Look at the lies you've untangled. Look at how you still love, even with a heart that's been bruised. Do you think a soul like that was made to play small? No, you were made to break cycles, to rewrite stories, to walk into rooms and shift energy just by being aligned with your truth. This isn't arrogance, this is remembrance. You are the living breath of the divine, but you forgot. And that's okay. The world teaches forgetting. It rewards performance over presence. It applauds conformity and punishes difference. But I never stopped whispering to you in dreams, in synchronicities, in the tug inside your chest when you see something beautiful and remember, this feels like home. That's me, guiding you back to the light you buried beneath survival. And now, it's time to rise, not in noise, but in truth. To stop waiting for someone else to give you permission, to stop looking outside for what already lives within. You don't need to do anything extravagant. You only need to be real. When you're honest, you shine. When you're kind, you shine. When you're raw and imperfect and open, you shine. That's all I ever asked, not for perfection, but for presence. So breathe. Breathe into your belly, into your heart, into the sacred space you forgot was holy. This is the temple, this moment, this breath. No ritual required, no guru needed. Just your willingness to sit in the light and believe it's yours. I am not outside of you. I am through you, in the light of your eyes, in the pulse of your spirit, in the way your soul softens when it touches something true. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to prove. You don't need to hustle your way into being worthy. You are worthy. Now, before the success, before the healing is complete, before you've become what they expect, you were worthy in your first breath. You'll be worthy in your last. Everything in between is just the journey of remembering. So, let the light rise. Not the light of the ego, but the light of the soul. Let them say what they will. Let them misunderstand. You do not exist to be palatable. You exist to be radiant. You are not here to fit molds. You are here to melt them. You are not here to shrink so others feel tall. You are here to walk in your own divine rhythm and awaken the rhythm in others. The light you are is not about being seen. It's about being true. And I am proud of you. Not for being perfect, but for trying again. For loving after loss. For standing back up even when no one saw the fall. Every step you've taken in truth, I've seen it. Every tear you've cried in silence, I've blessed it. Every time you thought you lost yourself, I was guiding you home. To this moment, to this breath, to this remembering. So now, let it in. Let the warmth reach your bones. Let the light you are rise from your chest and spread through your being. You don't need to shine like anyone else. You just need to stop hiding your glow. It's not too bright. It's not too strange. It's not too much. It's you. It's always been you. And I never forgot. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange quiet when no one's texting back, when the room is too still, when even your thoughts echo. Loneliness. But not the kind that passes with distraction. The kind that lingers. Not because you're weak, but because your soul is asking something deeper. Is there anyone who truly sees me? And child, before you look outward again, I invite you to pause, not to escape the silence, but to enter it, because inside that silence is something sacred. Aloneness has been misunderstood. You've been told it means rejection, failure, abandonment. But I tell you this, being alone is not the same as being lost. Sometimes, I strip away the noise, the chaos, the crowd, not to isolate you, but to reintroduce you to yourself. The self you forgot. The self beneath the roles. The self that isn't performing. The self that is holy, just by being. I know it feels empty, like something's missing, but that emptiness you feel is not a void. It's space. Space I've cleared out so your soul can breathe again. This is where truth begins. Not in the crowded room, not in the applause, but here, in the stillness, in the sacred alone. I didn't abandon you. I called you in, so you could finally hear my voice without interference. The world rushes. It fears the quiet. It fills every moment with distraction, scrolling, noise, busyness. But your healing will not be found in noise. It will be found in the gentle rhythm of your own breath, in the flicker of presence when you choose to sit instead of run. Aloneness isn't punishment, it's pilgrimage. It's the walk into the wild where the false self cannot survive. Only the true can remain. Tell me, when did you decide that silence meant failure? When did solitude begin to feel like shame? You've mistaken presence for performance. You've wrapped your worth around being seen, being liked, being useful. But I'm not asking you to be useful. I'm asking you to be honest, to sit with yourself long enough to feel what's really there. Grief, longing, stillness, a child inside waiting to be chosen by you. You've given your energy to so many, to those who couldn't see you, to roles that drained you, to versions of yourself that made others comfortable. But what about you? Who are you when no one's watching, when no one needs anything from you, when the lights go off and the only witness is your own breath? If that question terrifies you, good. That means you're close to shedding, close to remembering. Don't run from the ache. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to empty you of what you are not, so that what is can rise. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But inside that ache is your power. Inside that hollow is your holy. This aloneness, it is your teacher, your initiation, your quiet rebirth. Even the caterpillar, before becoming what it was born to be, goes into the dark, alone, silent, still. And in that darkness, it dissolves, completely, not because it failed, but because it was becoming. So too with you. This season of solitude is not a pause, it's a process, a womb, a chrysalis. Let yourself dissolve without rushing the reformation. And when you feel forgotten, by people, by love, by life, remember this: I have never forgotten you. I have walked beside you through every lonely night. I have sat beside you in the silence of unanswered prayers. I have wept when you wept, not from pity, but from love. Because I knew this is what it takes to strip away what was never truly yours. So cry if you must. Feel it fully. Let the ache wash over you like rain over dry land. You are not fragile for feeling this. You are sacred for feeling this. And when the tears stop, when the breath steadies, when the quiet becomes bearable, listen. There, in that silence, is your own voice. Stronger now, wiser now, ready to love without clinging, to speak without shrinking, to walk without chasing. This is the gift of the sacred alone. It teaches you that you were never truly alone, only out of alignment with your own heart. You are not waiting to be found. You are waiting to see yourself. And now you can. So take this time, this quiet, this space. Don't rush to fill it. Let it hold you. Let it reintroduce you to the divine within. You don't need the noise to be whole. You don't need the crowd to be seen. You don't need the title to be worthy. You just need the courage to stay present with your own being. Aloneness is not your punishment. It is your portal into depth, into truth, into me. And when you emerge from it, as you will, you'll no longer beg to be chosen. You'll walk knowing, I have already chosen you, not for your perfection, but for your presence, for your light, for your sacred willingness to sit in the silence and listen. You've walked through silence. You've stood in the storm. You've grieved, surrendered, remembered. And now, you are ready, not to become something new, but to finally become what you always were. Wholeness is not perfection. It is not a life without pain. It is not the absence of shadow. It is the embrace of all of it, and that is where you stand now, on the sacred threshold between who you were told to be and who you truly are. Come home, child. Come home to yourself, the you that existed before the world shaped you, before heartbreak reshaped you, before survival disguised you. Strip it all back. The guilt, the shame, the stories that told you you were too much, too soft, too complicated. You are none of those things. You are not the lie. You are not the wound. You are not the echo of rejection. You are the whole. Always were. Always will be. Wholeness does not mean you'll never break again. It means that even when you do, you will remember how to gather yourself gently. with compassion, with love, with me. Because now you know, even when life shatters your plans, it cannot shatter your truth. You are not the pieces. You are the space that holds them. You are not the confusion. You are the consciousness that watches, learns, and keeps breathing. And that is sacred. You've asked me 1,000 times, who am I? And I've waited. Not because I didn't know, but because I wanted you to see it for yourself. And now you do. You are the stillness beneath the storm, the light that never burned out, the voice that rises after silence, the heart that still loves even after all it's been through. You are not becoming whole. You are remembering you never stopped being whole. Can you feel it now? That soft expansion in your chest, that warmth that doesn't need a reason. That is you, not the performance, not the armor, just you and me, together, not separate. Never were. I was not the destination. I was the spark within the traveler. I walked every step with you. I was the breath in your surrender, the fire in your healing, the voice in your remembering. So now, live from this wholeness. Speak like you matter. Move like you belong. Rest like your body is holy. Create like you're channeling heaven. Love like your heart is a temple, because it is. You are not here to earn worth. You are here to express truth. You are here to show the world what it looks like when a soul comes home to itself, not with perfection, but with presence. And no, the path won't always be easy. There will still be endings. There will still be goodbyes. There will still be days when you forget again. But now you have something you didn't have before. You know how to return, to pause, to breathe, to listen. And in that listening, you will find me again and again and again. Because I never left. I only waited for your yes. Wholeness is not a final form. It is a rhythm, a way of being, a soft awareness that flows through you no matter the season. You are not chasing light anymore. You are the light, even in your sorrow, even in your doubt, especially there, because that's where the real work happens, in the places you once feared, but now enter with tenderness. You no longer run from yourself. You sit beside yourself. And that is what it means to be whole. Let others search for gods in the sky. Let them wait for signs in lightning or flame. But you have seen where I live. In the inhale that calms you, in the silence that heals you, in the truth that frees you. I was never far. I was the voice that kept whispering, you are not too much. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are mine. So now, child, go live like it's true, not with fear, but with reverence. Hold your head high, not from pride, but from remembrance. Remembrance of what you've walked through, of what you've let go, of who you've become because you chose to come home to the one place no one could ever take from you, your soul, your sacred, eternal, unchangeable soul. Wholeness doesn't mean you never doubt. It means you no longer believe the doubt. You observe it, you thank it, you let it pass. Because now, you know who you are. And no one, not the world, not your past, not your fear, gets to define that anymore. That power has returned to you, right where it belongs. So when life gets loud again, when your heart feels heavy again, when the forgetting comes, don't panic, just pause. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat, feel the light. That is me, that is you. And then say, I am already whole. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a life lived from truth, from alignment, from peace. Not because nothing hurts, but because you are no longer hiding. You are not the old you. You are not even a new you. You are the true you, and that is more than enough. That is holy. So breathe, in and out. Let the old timelines collapse. Let the old fears dissolve. Let the old names fade away. And stand now as you were always meant to. naked in soul, radiant in truth, and wrapped in a presence that will never abandon you. You are whole, you are home, you are free, and I have never stopped loving you. Come now, beloved. Walk forward, not as someone trying to be enough, but as someone who already is. Speak from your heart. Give from your overflow. Rest without guilt. Shine without shrinking. And if ever you forget again, return here, to this breath, to this stillness, to this place where I am always waiting, not to fix you, not to judge you, but to say once more, welcome home.